spot. Any update on Paul? How he's doing?
No, sir.
Could he have gone back out there?
Yes, sir.
Second half? You could have? Okay.
Yeah.
You guys got up to a 29-point lead in that first half. Just how are you able to just build that big of a lead in such a short time?
Yeah, I think defensively, I think we were locked in defensively. And that's where it all starts for us. When we get in stops and get out in transition, we're a hard team to beat. And so it all started on the defensive end. We got stops early on and was able to get out and run and get it in transition. And then in the second half, like I said, the second quarter, we didn't end it well, being up 30, turn the ball over 3 times, and then go on the 8-0 run to close the half. So I wasn't happy about that, but overall, like I said, it was a really good game for us.
Tell you, what have you liked about what you guys have done in this 5-game winning streak?
The biggest thing for me is just staying with it. I think early on it was tough for us, just trying to figure out how we wanted to play, trying to figure out rotations and all the different things and how James, PG, Kawhi, and Russell all play together. And so once we figured that out, and just like the guys having constant dialogue after practice, before practice, James grabbing Kawhi and PG after practice, going through some plays, and grabbing Zoo and Tice, going through pick and rolls or how he wants them to set it and roll, and grabbing our young guys with Bones and those guys working out. And so just, every day just, continue trying to get better. And we still got a long ways to go, but like I said, we're trending in the right direction. We're doing a lot of good things, and we still just got to, stay with it and continue to put in the work.
Coach, in the last 5 games, Kawhi is averaging 28.6, 31, in 3 quarters today. Do you see him being a little more aggressive offensively, trying to make sure that he can get his, especially with the comfort zone that he's in right now offensively?
Yeah, I think, like I said, picking the spots. I think, James and PG be able to, run pick and roll and get into the paint. He's getting some easy catch and shoot threes. He's able to play off closeouts, and so he doesn't have to pound the whole game, and that's been really good for him. And, teams try to double team him, but he's going quicker before the double team gets there. And he's either getting to the basket, getting to a shot, or getting to the free throw line. So that's been really good. And just like I said, it's going to take some time just to figure out how we want to play with all these guys on the floor, and so they're figuring it out together. They're making each other better, and that's what it's all about.
Todd, along the same lines of Kawhi, like you've coached him for 4 years now, like does anything he does that still surprise you at all?
I think it surprised Monk the way he stole the ball. Monk was at the free throw line when he just reached around. Just defensively, what he does defensively is huge for us. And just taking that challenge. And like I said, T-Man starting the game off on the best player most of the time, and then Kawhi and PG following up, down the stretch of games, in the fourth quarter. And just seeing what he's doing defensively is big for us.
And this stretch of games from him, like, what does this do for you guys? Not just his production, but when he comes out with that mindset of taking over early, like, what does that do for you guys offensively?
Like you said, just giving us the confidence, and the biggest thing is just making sure we play the right way and making sure that when guys are open, we're making the right pass. Taking care of the basketball has been a thing of ours coming into it. So I think Kawhi's done a good job of just, talking to the guys, understand what we need every single night on both sides of the basketball. And he's going out producing on both sides of the basketball as well. But he's been a lot more vocal, like you said, in this last stretch and this run. He's been a lot more vocal, making sure the guys are locked into what we're trying to do.
So, T, you take that early timeout, fourth quarter, and I'm pretty sure you told James his night was done then. Like, what was that conversation like? How did James take it?
I can't remember.
You got a chance to blow somebody out, and that's the best load management when you have that big lead. Like, how do, especially coming out of half, like, how do you guys, like James, like Kawhi, kind of talk to guys during those timeouts, during those in-between free throws, to kind of say, like, get this lead up, and then you can have the easier rest of the game?
Yeah, James was saying that, we came out, start the third quarter, like we should be resting in the fourth quarter. Let's go ahead and have that mindset to try to put them away. And we were able to do that in the third quarter, like you said. And so, like, that's the mindset we got to have. Like, when we get up, not get cute, continue to play the way we played to get the lead, and, go from there. And so I thought tonight we did a good job of just, doing that, staying the course, playing through the game and not letting our guards down.
And Coach, offensively you guys were clicking, but defensively is what really stuck out to me. You guys showed Fox plenty of bodies all night, but you guys never let up. What did you see from your team from the jump that allowed you guys to play him? I mean, he didn't play the fourth quarter, but from the moment he stepped on the floor till you guys didn't see him again.
Well, he's the head of the snake, and we understand that he's a problem. He can really score the basketball, and his pace and the way he plays and getting downhill, and now that he's now he's a 3-point shooter, it makes it really tough to guard him. And so we just had to understand that we can't let him see a lot of seams. We got to get back in transition. I thought Zoo did a great job of loading to the ball in transition, not let him see early seams, and then just try to keep him out of the paint. And like I said, it's hard to do, but I thought we did a good job of showing a lot of bodies and then getting back out the shooters as well.
Got you. And,
you said that Kawhi's been more vocal lately. Is there an example that has stood out to you of when he was more vocal? And is this more vocal Kawhi perhaps more important than in the past just because James just got here and everybody's being incorporated and maybe he sees a need to lead more?
Yeah, I think, just, when we're not playing the right way, we're not doing the right things, like, he's very vocal about those things, just making sure we do it right. And like I said, you're not going to win every game. You're not going to play great every night. But, if you try to do the right things every night, then you can kind of build off of that. But when we're cutting corners, we're not doing the right things on defense, like those things, you can't learn from those things, And so Kawhi's main thing is just let's play the right way every single night. And when we're not doing that, he's very vocal about it.
Has he grown as a leader in your time here?
I mean, he's always been a leader. It's just some leaders lead differently. If you want to talk about hard work and I think work too hard, before shoot around, after shoot around, before practice, after practice, like he leads by example, and so, all leaders are different.
Ty, I can't lie, you having me look real good in the group chats. I always tell people your quotes. I tell them 10-game sample size. I always want to know, like, where did that come from? Because it doesn't ever seem like you get rattled throughout any type of adversity. I know you talked about it on All the Smoke, but I just, see you as a player's coach, and you just never get rattled. Where did that come from, and when did that start for you?
I don't know. Being from Mexico, Missouri, we got a lot of confidence, even though we shouldn't have, and that's sort of, a lot of us. And just, I just learned and just, I saw a lot playing basketball, and just when you have coaches that, get nervous or they're rattled, then your players become nervous and rattled. And so you always want to be, even keel. You always want to make sure that your team can vibe off of you and what you're doing. So that's why I never go crazy on the referees and officials, because then your team, they want to do that, and you lose focus of what's really going on. And so, I just want to instill confidence in our players, like never getting rattled, and because when you prepare, it's hard for you to really get rattled, So whether you call the right play or not, but if you worked on these plays and you worked on these things down the stretch, and you're prepared, you really don't get rattled as much.
Last one.
Coach, when you have PG diving on the floor,
I didn't like that.
to get the steal, what type of message does that send to the rest of your team when one of your leaders is that selfless?
Yeah, it's huge. It's huge when it's like you said, one of your best players are diving for loose balls, but with both of his shoulders, I didn't like that dive right there. But it just shows you these guys want to win, and so putting it on the line every single night. Playing big minutes, playing in back-to-backs, played every game this year, it's huge for us. And so when Kawhi, PG, Russ, James are leading by example like that, when they're doing things like that, all the other guys have to fall in line.